So as you know, I go direct to the to sources when I can, and I actually I've been reading Stat News and other very reputable biopharma industry publications. So
Mhm.
this is like within the industry. It would be kind of like it's more than the New York Times of the industry. I mean, it's a very reputable publication. The writers and editors talk directly to the executives of biopharma companies and venture capital firms, and they get their direct feedback. And so what Stat News has said after they interviewed over a dozen biopharma executives and venture capital partners at the leading venture capital firms that are merging biopharma with artificial intelligence, they're all super excited about the second Trump term. Right. So I think
Really?
people, I was reading things on Twitter saying, oh, everyone's shaking in their boots now that Trump's in office. And I got to just tell you, don't shoot the messenger, but they're not shaking in their boots. And the reason why is Trump, and I'm going to get to what they said about RFK Jr. So they do not like RFK Jr. and that's very obvious. But they're treating him like an outsider, like he's a freshman and they're the seniors, and it's a very interesting what they talk about him. But in regards to Trump, they're very excited. Even Brent Saunders, who's the current CEO of Bausch and Lomb, former CEO of Allergan, worked at, executive at Pfizer. And he's saying, look, this is great for industry. Trump is not only is he an innovator, he's all about deregulating these FDA three-letter agencies that stop innovation from moving forward. We're going to see a boon with mergers and acquisitions, new therapies coming forward. And the CEO of GSK has said, look, GSK loves Trump. We really enjoyed working with him when he had Scott Gottlieb, current board member at Pfizer, former FDA commissioner, because Scott deregulated the FDA. Now, yes, he augmented the FDA. He created all these new departments and divisions. He allowed these departments and divisions to write these guidance documents as if they were code as a federal regulation. So they became their own authorities in accelerating the approval of new products, including gene therapies like the mRNA technology. And Scott was the brainchild behind the 2017 emergency use authorization guidance for products and devices, which is what brought us the fraudulent PCR tests and the bioweapon mRNA injection. So the industry is ecstatic to see Trump. And in regards to RFK Jr., they said, look, you want to get rid of the PDUFA, the Pharmaceutical Drug User Fee Act. We don't care. We're happy to not pay $2 or $3 million to get on the FDA's calendar. And by the way, when Pfizer did that last time to pay the $3 million to get on their calendar, they weren't supposed to meet with the FDA until January of 2022. And they threw the date out and moved it up to August and approved it. So they don't need PDUFA anymore. So they're happy about getting rid of that. And the other thing is in regards to bringing artificial intelligence in to read the data, to even potentially determine what the biomarkers are and clinical endpoints are for safety and efficacy. They love that. Moderna already got rid of most of its regulatory department last year, and they're using artificial intelligence to determine how they're going to conduct FDA trials, how the data from the trials is going to be looked at, how the epidemiologic post-market data. So if they can get their AI to talk to the FDA's AI, they're perfectly happy.